Trayvon Martin trial. First of all, this is another video. What disturbs me about the Trayvon Martin trial is I try to make things so simple that a baby can understand. You know, I'm sitting here listening to the radio. I just dropped my mom off to her doctor's appointment. But I'm bored and I have nothing to do, but I'm going to talk to you. This is what I notice about that. I'm not going to try to be the jury, the trial, or anything, but I'm going to predict it. Today is July 1st, but I made this assumption maybe a week ago when the trial first started, the opening arguments and stuff like that. I feel that Zimmerman is going to get manslaughter because what's going to happen now, of course, I'm only saying that because I think that's going to be the outcome. Because his defense, his defense is going to be that he never got a fair trial. And the jury, I just think they don't live the lifestyles of, when I say lifestyles, it's a racial thing. You know, their social circle. Some people, they don't understand when you wear this color, it's just certain rules to it, and it just get ignored all the time. And I know some people are going to see this and say, here you go with that. But I'm explaining to you what I mean. Whoever's watching this now, imagine this. I'm going to try to make it easy. If you were walking in a mall, I'm going to make it in a mall. Just in a mall. And all of a sudden, you notice me following you. And, you know, you walking and in the back of your mind saying, man, I know this guy. It looked like he's following me, but I'm not for sure because it's a mall. But everywhere you go, I'll go. You go down the steps, I go down the steps. But I'm like at a distance, but I'm following you. My point is, how long it would take for you to literally turn around or stop and say, what's up? Like, are you following me or what's going on? Whatever. I feel you follow me or whatever. That's the whole point I'm trying to make. You know, when you're being followed, you know, eventually you're going to stop like Trayvon did. If someone is following you, you're going to stop and you're going to say something to that person. I'm only saying this not to be political, like not try to go too deep into the case and, you know, try to get people to see my way or whatever, but it's just streets. Like Trayvon Martin, I was looking at the beginning arguments, and they said it was a gated community. And what I mean by the gated community, I don't think these people was rich, and I don't think they was poor. It's what Barack Obama called we are middle class people or whatever. So it's people who really thought you have something, but you really don't have nothing, but it's a nice gated community. And then you have someone like Zimmerman who always wanted to be a cop and stuff like that. And based on, now you can do the research yourself, the way that the complex is set up, it's pathways, concrete pathways and stuff like that, but a lot of people take shortcuts in between people's property, which if it's wrong, it's wrong. But instead of walking all the way around, some people cut through, they make their own shortcuts and cutting through people's properties, whatever, to get on the other side. Now Zimmerman, quote unquote, was on his way out. He was off work that day. He was off. He was in his truck and he was on his way out when he noticed Trayvon walking in the complex and doing a cutover. Now, he calls 911. We all know. Say, hey, look, I see a strange guy here, you know, black guy, whatever. But he wasn't doing them. He was just walking, have a hoodie, whatever. You can get the evidence to support that. And they say, hey, look, don't follow him. You know, don't follow him, this and all that. But Zimmerman gets back in his truck, drives around the other cutoff point where he know Trayvon would come out at because he was familiar with the area. So I think, first of all, when he saw Trayvon coming through, it pissed him off. It totally pissed him off. And then when he called 911 to report it, the response he got from the 911 dispatcher wasn't satisfying to what the anger that was going through him. Check it out yourself. You know, I'm drawing a picture, but I'm a civil, like, street type person, the way I think. He goes around, he cuts him off, and he gets out of his truck. Everything I'm telling you, you can check it out for yourself. Right there, you just dead wrong. You just barring people. If I did the same thing to the person that whoever's doing this, if I did the exact same thing and cut you off and drive around and follow you around, who's the victim here, right? He gets out, and from this point on, here's the mystery part. But I'm going to try to resolve the mystery, because some of this is still fact, what I'm saying. He goes up to Trayvon, he cuts him off, he walks, and he gets closer to Trayvon. Now, there's a report that Trayvon was on the phone, and because there was a cell phone there. So, and the call, they traced that he was on the phone with that young lady who can't talk very well, like myself. I'm rambling on. But I think she's a little worse. And it goes something like, well, I have a creepy guy that's following me around or whatever. Now, Zimmerman goes up to him, probably approach him like, hey, what you doing around here? You're not supposed to be here. Who are you? Trayvon probably just told him to F himself or whatever. And he probably grabbed Trayvon to make a citizen's arrest, to say, hey, look, you can't go nowhere. The police is on the way or whatever. And Trayvon, being the true nature of what, quote unquote, they think we are anyway, some people probably popped them. The same thing I would have did, the same thing you would have did to me if I would have put my hands on you or whatever, or freaked out, you would have yelled or ran or do whatever. And when he felt the power of a 17-year-old person, he felt intimidated when Trayvon started fighting him back or physically, like, man, get off me, and pushed him, and he was scared, and he pulled out his gun and shot the guy. Now he's going to be in court lying. But the whole point is, I think this trial is going to be a manslaughter trial, because if they let him off scotch-free, it's the riots. It's not going to be right for the United States. You know that. In some areas, some people just going to use that just to loot and do things, but it's angering. So what they're going to do, they're going to probably find him not guilty on some of the stuff, the conspiracy stuff, because they don't know what happened, like myself, at one point in time. They're going to look at the facts. He's going to be guilty of some things. Now, getting a manslaughter verdict, it will give you some prison time. You could do 1 to 6 years. He probably do 2 years. And in 2 years, black folks, we let stuff die down. Everything is going to die down. We're going to be upset that he don't get the full maximum life in prison. But so we're going to be upset, but he is going to get some prison time. So in a couple years, he's going to come out with a new identity and probably move to Brazil or somewhere. Because if he walks in these streets of these United States of America, black, white, or somebody's going to get him. So hopefully I made sense. This is just off the top of my head. I ramble on, not to give myself an excuse. It's just I'm doing something right now. And as I'm talking, it's just coming like this. So I know if I play it back, I may sound or even look ridiculous. But hopefully my point will get across. Peace. See you guys the next time.